You said you didn't consider yourself a folk singer. What are you if you're not a folk singer?
I don't know. I'm a contemporary singer. A folk singer, I think, is someone who folk songs are the songs that are passed down from generation to generation. To be the literal meaning of folk songs. Ethnic songs. I don't think that most of the songs that I've done on the show are folk songs because they're too new. First of all, I think they do have to do with people and what's going on today and lifestyles and everything. But I think I'm usually labeled a folk singer because I play an acoustic guitar, and that's not necessarily the decisive factor. I think more than that, the songs that I sing are songs about contemporary life, what's going on in the world today, and things that people today can relate to. That's what Jet Plane is. And perhaps someday Jet Plane would be considered a folk song, but I don't know what it is now.
How big a schedule do you keep? I know you're on the rush from here at 7:30 in the morning on a plane. Are mostly college campuses, or?
Yeah, I do about a couple of concerts a week, sometimes more, and rarely less. At least a concert every week between now and June, I guess, and sometimes 5 and 6, and then there are times I get 12 or so in a row. But just spread out, and then I'm trying to take out the time to keep up writing. I have a possibility of my own television show this summer, and I don't think it's going to be this summer, but I think in the next couple of years I'd have my own show, and I have a very good possibility of a starring role in a movie that wouldn't be about no singing at all. It's about the war in Vietnam. An incredible movie. I'd really love to do it. But that's the kind of stuff in the future.
Where do you make your home?
I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And your wife goes to school too?
Well, she has been going because she's dropped out recently because she wants to travel on. She said she wants to travel with me, spend more time with me, at least if not on the road. I take it with me if I go someplace for a week at a time, or if the jumps aren't too bad. But when I have days like, today I was about 5 or 6 hours. I left Minnesota at 10 o'clock and got to Terre Haute at 4:30. And then tomorrow I've got a 7:30 plane to catch in the morning. And stuff like that gets a bit rough for us.
She went to the University of Minnesota?
She did, yes. No, but
I noticed you'd signed with Columbia, then Reprise, and now you're with RCA. How long have you been with RCA?
Since last May the 5th. I have the date indelibly etched in my mind because when a recording contract finally came through and they signed me up, I figured that I deserved a Christmas present, which I hadn't really bought anything for myself in a long time. So on May the 7th last year, I ordered something that I wanted all my life. I never got a Porsche, and I just got it 3 weeks ago. And I love it, a Porsche.
Which airline did you sell the song to?
United Airlines.
United Airlines.
Yeah.
Did you make a bundle?
Well, I don't know. The people that handle it for me, I'm sure they wouldn't screw me around. So I don't think I got anything like Jim Webb got for Up and Away, but I'm sure it'll suffice.
What do you want to do now? Do you want to continue what you're doing?
I'd always like to be able to do, concerts, because I really enjoy this more than anything in the world. Having the audience there and doing the songs live and everything. I'd like to get into television. And as I say, I hope I have to have my own television show. I'd like to get into movies. I want to keep writing and producing records and just grow,
You said that November 15 was really a big moment for you. Then you feel very involved in the anti-war movement then. Is that right?
Very much so, yes.
And most of the contemporary issues of the day, you like to sing your song.
Well, I don't know. I feel involved in them in myself. I think that it's up to all people, to be involved. And I do think that one person can make a difference, Today, there are a great many things that concern me, and I think music today, not only for myself, but for more and more people, is not so much just a form of entertainment, but music is an expression of your lifestyle, the things that you believe, the things that you care about, and what you think. And more people are involved in this. I think that's shown in music of the Beatles, Dylan, Peter, Paul and Mary, Crosby, Stills and Nash, whoever it is, These are the things that we care about. These are the things that we feel very strongly. And it's a great difference, the music that's being written today, than the music, the last big era of music, like the Tin Pan Alley people, when they said, okay, this month we're going to sell songs about mother. That's the emotion we're going to sell this week. This month. Next month we're going to do it about patriotism, and they just wrote songs to make a living. And I don't think people write songs like Jimmy Newman or I Wish You Knew How It Feel to Be Free to make a living. They write things like that because they have something to say.
How long have you been singing? How long have you
Professionally?
played the guitar since you were little?
No, I've been playing, I guess, about 10 years now, off and on. I've been working professionally. I was about 6 months on my own before I joined the Mitchell Trio, and I was with them until a year ago last December. And then I've been on my own.
How old are you?
I'm 26. Tom Paxton. He also wrote Forest Lawn. Old Tom.
What was the name of the second song of the last, after Jimmy Newton?
I Wish I Knew How It Feels to Be Free.
And who wrote that one?
Billy Taylor and David Dallas, I believe. Or James Dallas or something like that. Billy Taylor is a jazz pianist. He's a very well-known musician.
Who are the contemporary people that sing that you admire the most today?
The Beatles, Tom Paxton, Judy Collins are the three, I think, that I sort of emulate the most, the people I get most of my material. I dig Blood, Sweat, and Tears. They're incredible. I've done some concerts with them, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Peter, Paul, and Mary, Bob Dylan. I could go on forever. There's not too many that I really don't like. You know.
In your normal show, how many of your own songs do you probably sing? How many of those were your own?
I'd say about a fourth of them, a fourth of the songs. And I think, as opposed to what it seems a lot of people, who do write songs, they end up doing the whole show as their own material. And I don't think I want to do that because, first of all, there are too many songs by other people that are really good and nobody else is doing them. Like nobody else is doing Jimmy Newman that I know of. Nobody's doing I Wish I Knew How to Feel to Be Free. Biff Rose, who wrote Molly, and I are the only ones that are doing that in concert. Forest Lawn, nobody else is doing that. And common people, very few people that perform for college audiences, I think, are doing those songs.
When Peter, Paul, and Mary recorded Leaving on a Jet Plane, did you have anything to do with the actual recording, their version? Did you have anything to do with arrangements or anything like that?
No, nothing, no.
Do you like their version?
I kind of do. I think Mary does a beautiful job of singing the song. She really puts it over. It's not the way that I do the song, but I can still appreciate it, for what it is. I also dug the way Tom Jones did it. He did on his TV show a couple of weeks ago. He sells any song anyway.
John, there's a lot of kids today that have a style like yours, and I'd like to get into the business. How would you suggest a kid that's really good and got a lot of talent to get into the business?
Well, there's really no set way to do it, and I wish that I could advise people that way. The only thing I can relate is, my personal experience, and it's such a fluky thing. I dropped out of school. I was working my way through school by singing. I had a sort of rhythm and blues band, and I sang with a trio in a fraternity, and then I sang by myself. And it got to the point where that was when I first really got into music. I'd played in a rock and roll band in high school and stuff like that, but I really got involved in music and was caught up in learning new songs and knowing what the songs were saying and everything. And it got to the point that I was working at that and enjoying it much more than I was working at going to school or learning anything. And of course my grades showed that, and so I decided at the middle of my junior year, I said, okay, I'm gonna take a semester off, and I'm either gonna get it out of my system or I'm gonna see what I can do.
Where did you go to college?
Texas Tech. And so I'm still seeing, sort of, but I've been a very, very lucky kid. There's so many people I've run into, in my process of growing up in this business that I think, much better singers than I am, much better voices, much better writers, all this kind of stuff, and some have fallen by the wayside, and others are doing things, and here I am. It's just fluky,
Did you have any idea that jet plane was going to be as good as it was?
No, I didn't. No, I never, I can honestly say I've never written a song thinking, okay, I'm going to write a hit record. This is again the difference between what I say about the people who wrote songs to make a living. My publisher and everybody that I work with in the music business is hounding me to write more songs because I'm very non-prolific when it comes to writing. I write a song maybe one every 2 or 3 months, and but I only write when I have something to say, or I have a thought inside and it comes out and everything, and then I write the song. That's it. But
What's your wife's name?
Annie.
You talk about her a lot when you're on more different shows.
She's groovy. She's
The Follow Me song you said you could about her.
yeah, I wrote it.
Does she like your success? Does she like your kind of life?
Well, I don't know that she likes my kind of life. She doesn't like to travel, you see, and that's basically what my life is. There are certain things about the business that are of a necessity when you're involved in this sort of business, and things that I enjoy. You know, things like this, or going to little things afterwards, or meeting the people when you're out doing promotion for a record. You know, and some of that's very trying even for me, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy the traveling and everything. But it gets kind of rough on her, and a large part of it she doesn't like. So in that respect, it's kind of difficult.
How long have you been married?
2.5 years.
Do your parents identify with your type of music?
I don't think so. My parents have never really been involved with music. You know, my father was in the Air Force, and now he flies Lear jets, and he likes country and western music. You know, but he's never really gotten the music. You know, I think of listening to words. I mean, I don't think Dad has ever been moved to tears by a song. You know, I don't think my mom has. So it's difficult for us in our relationship in that respect. You know, it's got to be incredibly hard for a parent. Parents love to give you advice. You know, parents want to do the things that nobody else can do for you. You know what I mean? When you're down and out and there's nobody else in the world that you can turn to, you know that you can go to your parents and they're going to help you out. That's one of the groovy things about parents, I think. You know, no matter what happens, and no matter maybe they disapprove this, that, or the other, but they'll stand up for you and they'll stick by you and they'll do what they can for you. And so parents like to give advice, and Dad doesn't know really anything about the music business, and so when I go visit him, I ask him about something like that, you know, to keep it going. And he's very pleased for me and very excited that I'm doing well, I think, but I'm not sure that he understands the involvement that I have in the business. You know.
John, I can't help but ask you, how did you beat the draft?
Well, I beat it originally by I have a bad leg and a bad foot. You probably don't notice it limping or stuff like that. Or maybe after standing up for a couple hours, if I walk around the block, it gets pretty bad. But I cut a couple toes off in a lawnmower when I was in high school. And then I was working in a lumber camp one summer in Washington State and got the leg bashed up and the foot crushed and this, that, and the other. And so it gives me a problem, and that got me out of the draft. Now, however, though, I guess I'm sort of a draft dodger because about 3 years ago, my wallet was stolen with a Selective Service card in it, and I just haven't bothered to write to him, let him know. You know, I don't know. I have very strong feelings about it. My little brother's over in Vietnam now, which is something that's very disturbing to me.
What's his name?
Ron. But I don't know. I think about what I would do if I were drafted. I know exactly what I would do. I'd go to jail first. I don't think I'd go to Canada. The reason I wouldn't do that is because I think, you know, I've got enough of a reputation now where maybe I could make some noise. Otherwise, if I couldn't do anything, I think I probably would run off to Canada. I don't know. And right now I'm dodging because I think it's more important to me to be able to continue doing what I'm doing than it would be to, you know, to let them know, well, here I am, come and take me, you know. I think I can do something here, and I'm trying to do it, and I don't know, I guess sometimes I question myself, you know, what I'm doing. I feel like I'm running away from it, but I don't know, but this is what I want to do. I don't want to let anything in the world keep me from doing what I want to do here, you know.
John, there were two girls that had to leave and gave these to me. Could you sign them for me?
Sure.
One was Barb and the other was Pam. And the other was Pam.
Barb and Pam. You have a pen? I love rock this doctors. Your Captain Kitten's going to send this next song out from Fun Music Radio. 967 FM is everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I'm John Denver, by the way. This is John Denver, and you're listening to Fun Music Radio, 967 FM, Vincennes, Indiana.